It's three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Football.
Dude, it's here. It's here. It is officially here. They've reported. Guys, I was so sad the other day at the gym when I said goodbye to all of them. I was like, I started to cry. I was like, listen, I'm not sad. You're sad. And they were like, Coach, it's okay. I go, no, it's not me. It's you. I'm like welling up again. I had so much fun this year, and we had so many guys roll through that the fact that they're gone makes me so excited but so sad. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm like running around my house all day. My wife's like, you need to calm down. I'm like, you don't get it. Like, it's that time of year.
My football children off to get screamed at by NFL offensive line coach, honey.
Well, we don't know
The good
yet.
news is you made all your money already. I'm still putting my hopes and dreams in 22 and 23-year-olds to put food on my table. So go team.
That's a lie, dude. I need those kids more than they need me. I'm serious. They keep me sane. And when they were leaving, I was like genuinely like, I'm okay. I'm gonna watch all of you on Sunday and be so proud. And they were like, thanks, coach. I was like, no, thank you. Just get the fuck out of here.
Are you going to join me for at least one Vikings training camp practice here?
So I text Cooper and was like, I am going to be at as many as I can come to. I am going to creep the shit out of you guys. I am going to be stalking you on the field. If you need anything, a.k.a. someone to fill in for a day, you let me know. I'll even play defensive tackle. I'm really good in the gym at a 3 technique.
Stop it.
Whatever the fuck you need.
Stop it.
Can I sign technically on for practice squad? I would do it.
You already got your severance, didn't you?
I can't do it. I'll give the severance back.
You have to give it
you
back.
You can have it back.
No, you don't have to give it back. I don't know how that works. Probably. I mean, I'm sure you could, but God, the waivers you would have to sign.
I'll do it. Just for camp. You need a camp body? I'm not kidding you. I will do it.
I mean, you would have to waiver every part of your body.
Will.
They'd be like, listen, if you die out here, we don't even owe you life insurance. Like,
Let's go. Let's go.
This is fully your decision here, bud.
The 401k is doing fine, okay? Mama will be okay. I don't need anything. Let's look into this for camp body. Just call me the camp body. Who's that guy?
You're going to turn to that guy. He's been popping up.
The 61-year-old?
He's been popping up on my Instagram feed. He's a 61-year-old playing like...
I would fuck that dude up.
U35.
And the fact that he's 60?
Dude,
I'd fuck him up.
61 years old playing offensive line in like these... leagues.
Still
I don't know what they're
face
called.
painting and
like,
still doing the
full
arm
pads.
things.
Like, it's the guys that
play
refuse to give it up, and he's 61 years old.
Did he play like professional football back then?
I highly doubt it,
dude.
I highly doubt it.
We cannot physically move. Are you serious? Have you not seen me lately?
Dude, I sat on a plane yesterday for like 5 hours in this little baby prop plane, like, and I couldn't walk this morning. Like, I was literally.
Yeah,
I told him
it doesn't work like that anymore,
dude. I couldn't even walk this morning. Oh my gosh, I was.
You
dying.
sent it. By the way, Jay sent us. He had like a little day trip in.
Little day trip
like
to Laramie.
Plane.
Yo, where the hell is Laramie, by the way?
The smaller the plane, the more nervous I get.
It's a little. It's not as so it's not bad anymore. The very first time I ever went with this guy. So shout out to my buddy Paul here in Lincoln. He has a plane. He loves to fly. So anytime I have to do like a day trip to a remote location, like Laramie, Wyoming, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I could drive there and back in 14 hours. I could fly from Lincoln to Denver, Denver to Laramie, Laramie back to Denver, Denver to Lincoln, and it would take all day. Or I text my buddy Paul. I'm like, so I know you got a new plane. Do you want to go to Laramie? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Right? And so we fly. But the first time he flew me, I just had to pay for fuel.
That's what I'm wondering.
Right?
How much does the fuel cost?
I think I only paid like $350 for fuel.
I hate you.
Right? So it's really not. It's a better deal. I mean, it was going to be like a $600 ticket to fly to Laramie. And so it was great. But the very first time I flew with him, he flew me to Fargo in 2022. And we flew up there. It was fine. But we couldn't fly back because there was thunderstorms, right? And you don't fly those little planes anywhere near thunderstorms. I learned that very quickly. But as we were flying back, he was like, okay, there's this break between these two thunderstorms. Like, we're going to thread the needle. I was like, dude, okay. And it's the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m. And we're flying back, and to my right, thunderstorms. To my left, thunderstorms. And we're like coming behind this thunderstorm, following one into Lincoln.
That's terrible.
And as we're flying down, I'm listening to because you have the headsets on, right? So we're listening to the tower. The tower's like, wind shear this way. And he's like, oh, that's not good. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, wind shear means the wind is blowing across the runway.
No.
I was like, okay, what does this mean? He goes, means we're going to have to crab land. I go, what does that mean? He goes, you'll see. And so, like, as we're like circling the Lincoln Airport, he goes like this. He looks down at the runway. He goes, okay, whew, all right, let's go. Like, pounded his chest. And I was like, okay. And so crab landing means if the runway's like this, right? We coming down like this, sideways. So I'm staring at the runway out the side of my window. And then the last second he turns and lands it. It was nuts, dude. It was.
You know what it is? You fly it into the current, like into the wind.
Yeah, you're landing into the wind, and the last. Yeah. Dude, it was done terrifying. That a few times. It was so terrifying, but it was super fun. Like I love that. Yeah. It's super, and like you start in Lincoln at 10,000 feet, and then as you get closer to Wyoming, you're like, that ground's a lot closer at 7,000 feet. Like it's pretty wild, but it was super fun. I had a great time.
Jay's also highlighted the difference. If you think that like every NFL player just flies private the rest of their life, there's a level between like there's coach,
Mackey,
there's first class, then there's like the crab landing small plane.
This is not a private plane. Like
that's a lie. Like, oh, you went on a Ferrari fine.
Dude, he's like, this plane was built in 1974. This is as far from a Ferrari fine. It was Bonanza.
More than a Ferrari. You know the rules. Here. If you get caught in anything worth more than a Ferrari, you get fucking
This
fined.
was a Bonanza call sign November 126 Golf Lima, I believe. So this is November 126 Golf Lima, right? And like how you hear the pilots when you're flying on, like when you're flying on the like, dude, it sounds just like that's like November 126 Golf Lima. I got a little pre-sip coming up here on the corner here, like November 126 Golf Lima. I'm gonna go and deviate to the north here, heading 0.93. It's like, all right, Denver Tower, 1-6 Golf Lima out. just listening to that the whole time. It's so fun,
dude.
They're like abbreviating everything. They're mumbling.
It's like my buddy. He has like a pilot voice, right? He doesn't talk like that normally. Like we'll be talking back and forth. We're like, November 1-6 Golf Lima checking in here.
Did
Denver
he say
Tower.
Niner?
No, it's always Niner. Right? It's like, all right, Laramie altimeter here, 298 Niner, and then you have to repeat it back to him. Like, all right, 298 Niner, November 126 Golf Lima. Like it's so fun, dude. I loved it.
That'd be so fun. I want it.
Dude.
I was, dude.
Come pick me up.
You wouldn't fit in this
Fuck
plane.
you. Let's go.
Like I barely fit in this plane. Like, and you can't. Like when you're in the passenger seat, you can't extend your feet because of the pedals.
Yep.
Right, because you have the thing in front of you and the pedals, so you can't like move. And so he's trying to
like the front row.
He's trying to like move
there.
over the top of me, like pulling levers and switches, and I'm just like, do I need to move in the back? Like,
what's the weight limit?
He can hold 6 people in it.
Oh, you better come pick us up right now.
Regular.
Can you come up
6
here at the
regular size people?
State Fair show. Can you fly up here in that thing?
Dude, I don't know. That's a. I don't know if I want to get back in that plane.
Come on, shooter.
My body hurts.
Come on, shooter.
But yeah, we probably could. We'll make a Minnesota trip this year.
And by the way, that's going to be August 25th.
Yes,
we'll have more information, but August 25th, it'll be like early mid-afternoon, Minnesota State Fair at the Score North booth. We're going to Purple Daily every day live for the Minneapolis audience. But it'll be the first time we do an actual like live audience O-line committee. So if you're in the Twin Cities or if you want to hop on a 1974 puddle jump
Bonanza,
crab landing
get it right.
plane,
It's called the Bonanza.
Okay,
it's a Bonanza.
It's a private jet.
For sure
And
it is.
you can come hang out with us August 25th. So, man, there's like a bajillion things to get into here today.
So exciting. So exciting.
Football's the guys reported one day, and you've already got owners taking shots at players. You've got
several owners.
You got agents saying nonsense things. Like it's.
Yeah, let's start with two old senile owners here. My words, not Agent Jeremiah.
That wasn't me.
All right. You got Mike Brown with the Bengals. So Trey Hendrickson this morning, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, kind of a late bloomer, but 30 years old, wants a new contract. There's been a standoff all off season. Well, he posted photos from his drive to Jacksonville this morning, if you're wondering how close he is to reporting to Bengals camp. According to reports, the two sides are super far apart on guaranteed money. And then Bengals owner Mike Brown also dug in on the standoff with the rookie edge rusher, Shamar Stewart, essentially saying the same thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that, hey, if he gets arrested or something, like, why should I have to pay
while he's in jail?
I read the direct quote was like, if he's in jail, I don't want to have to pay him.
Right.
Like,
seriously, could you show your hand any more than that? My God, Mike.
So I guess
it gets better, though. Are we gonna lump him up with Jerry?
Well, let's start with that one as a dumb football question. Are the Bengals wasting Joe Burrow? Is my question here. What are we doing here?
I don't think they're wasting Joe Burrow with what they did with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but one man does not make a team, right? You can say, we kept your receivers, Joe. We did all this stuff. You better score 50, and this is the National Football League. That's not going to happen.
No.
Right? You're not going to be able to score 45 points every single game, regardless of how talented you are, because at one point you're going to throw a pick. At one point you're going to be a fumble. If you can't stop anyone on the defensive side of the ball, what are we even doing? Like, what are we even doing? So, yeah, Joe's going to have unreal stats, right? He might have an MVP-type season again, but they might be 9-8.
Yeah,
10-7.
Mackey's kind of right.
That's just where they're at. It's just one of those things where it's like, why are we doing this round robin thing? And the big question for me is, who really is in control of all this? Is it Brown? Is it Duke Tobin? Is it Zach Taylor? Is it, who is the one that is setting these, this is what I want, this is driving the ship, this is how we're going to do this? Because right now, I don't know the exact answer to that question.
Isn't Mike Brown's daughter kind of taking over too, the negotiations? Isn't she?
No, what's her name? Blackburn.
Yeah,
that's
Katie Blackburn.
Katie
right?
Blackburn. She's the one that does most of the negotiations.
Well, you're right, dude. You eventually you start to wonder who's in charge because a lot of people have started to say things, but at the same time, I see what Mackey's saying, and you're wasting Joe Burrow because no matter how many points you score, you're not going to be able to defend the end zone because both of your pass rushers are unhappy, right? The one you just drafted, who's basically like, listen, dude, I don't like the fact that this says that I can't get in any trouble ever in my life. Like, at some point, we don't live under a microscope. We have to be able to be humans, right? And the other one's like, hey, I'm one of the best defensive ends in the NFL, and if you don't pay me, I'm not coming back. Both of them are going to hurt you if you don't sign them back, because Phil's right. No matter how many points you score, you're not going to be stopping your own damn fucking conference if you can't get these defensive ends back on your team. I mean, dude, and I'm not saying that I think the Steelers are going to be, oh my gosh, crazy, but you did add Aaron Rodgers. Like, at some point, you have to start respecting that. Like, man, if they start to get anything going and we can't get a pass rush against this dude, we're in trouble. And on the other side, Lamar Jackson. If you don't even dare try and stop him, that game will get wildly out of hand before you can even start. Then that's the point, is if you can't even fight your way out of your own conference, why the hell did you pay all these dudes this money? What a joke. There should have been a bigger plan. And that's what my biggest issue is that we get to camp and all of a sudden it's like, well, got a bunch of contract disputes. And it was like, well, in the beginning of all paying all these dumbasses, where was somebody to be like, listen, this is the entire plan. These are all the guys that get paid. These are all the guys that don't. All of a sudden, one guy comes up and it's like, we've known that Trey Hendrickson's wanted money for a long time. At some point, this should have been addressed like, yo, this is going to be a problem, right? Why? Because defensively, we were already a risk last year, and if we lose this guy, we become a fucking liability. So if he's mad, we find a way to make him happy. Contracts are easily to load around. Let's not act like they're not.
You have to remember, he felt slapped in the face when their number one priority was Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Right, he led the NFL.
You can
in
feel
sacks.
that way, but dude, that's the problem because that's when it's like.
No, it's not a problem though, because think about it. I led the NFL in sacks for 2 years, right? 2 years in a row, I think he was the NFL sack leader.
Great.
And now you're saying I want more money, and they're like, hey, pipe down over there. We have these superstars we have to take care of. It's like, well, what am I? Right, and then you pay them, and you come back to him and go, hey, we can't do the guaranteed money because of these deals we did before you. So he's sitting there like, what are we doing?
With you on that.
Like,
I agree with you on that.
Why are we doing it this way? And that's why he, I think, has dug his heels in so hard, because he feels personally slighted against the Bengals.
Okay,
but I think that you can go back and forth and say, yeah, it's business, but I do think that the way that it was handled with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins being the front runners of we need to get these deals done, get them done right away in free agency, and then we'll deal with Trey. I think he feels personally slighted by the Bengals, is why he has such a hard line dug in.
But to Booney's point,
that's
like
joke,
everything you
though.
said is right. To Booney's point, I think a front office needs to see that feeling coming. Like, okay, if we do this, then this dude who's had almost 40 sacks in 2 years,
he's going to want money.
I do get it a little bit from the Bengals' perspective in that he was kind of a late bloomer. It wasn't until like age 26, 27 that he really started becoming the guy he is now. And so they're looking and saying, well, dude, you're going to be 31 years old soon, and you're asking for presumably something more than Danielle Hunter money. Danielle Hunter is slotted in at 35.5 behind Myles Garrett, TJ Watt in the 40, or he wants $40 million, and you're going to be 31. But you should plan for this a year ago. Like, he was awesome a year ago. So
well, not only that, but let's be honest, dude. If he would have paid Trey Hendrickson over Jamar Chase, we would all call them stupid. So don't sit there and get
I'm
your
not
hands
saying
on
Jamar.
It's more about T. Higgins.
Mine's more
I
about
understand
T.
that.
Higgins. T. Higgins
my whole thing
more
is
than Jamar.
Listen, you're not even competitive without that offense. And that's my whole point. Trey, I understand how good you are, but I'm telling you right now, that team is not even a team without those three over there. That's why they looked at him and they were like, chill,
T.
Brody.
Higgins misses 6 games a year.
Everybody misses games now, though. That's the problem. No one's pushing these dudes to play as hard as they were when we were
last year. Traded missed a game last year.
Once again, without those three on offense, you have no team.
But
you can get all the sacks you
I
want.
don't believe.
You're not going to get those sacks without. You're not going to get those sacks without
that.
that offense because your offense is the reason that they're passing. I'm telling you, one always goes without the other.
Well, the question I'm going to ask presumably was asked in a closed-door meeting among ownership and front office a year or two ago. But if you're looking at your cap sheet and you got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson, and you can only pay 2 of them what they think they're worth, do you pick the 2 receivers and live with what's currently happening with your defense?
I pick
pay
one
receiver, get value for the other one, T. Higgins, and sign my edge rusher guy.
100%.
But we're not running that team, and that's why they kind of looked at it like, which is, believe me, we would all. But I see where they're like, hey, listen, if we don't have these 2 dudes, we have nothing. Like, we have nothing. And Jay, you and I both know you can't win a game with 1 receiver and a quarterback. That's not physically possible. Could I do it with 2? Ooh, I could spread them out.
That's why you
could make this interesting.
That's why you draft young. That's why you draft young receivers, and like you develop. So you have the Jordan Addison and the Justin Jefferson effect, or you had the Tyreek Hill and the Colemans and Stephon Diggs, right? Like you have these disparities there, so you can have a young up-and-comer wide receiver on a rookie scale deal while you're paying the one wide receiver the Supermax deal. Did we talk about this when it happened?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
44% of the cap to 3 players on one side of the ball.
It's a lot.
It's irrational to think that that's going to work, right? And that's the part that I really struggle with because we forget it wasn't just Trey Hendrickson that's gone for that. Sam Hubbard also retired from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
They traded their starting linebacker Pruitt. He is also now gone. Logan Wilson is the last remaining guy there. They got rid of dudes in their secondary. Right? This was the 32nd rated defense last year, and I think they got worse. I think they got worse.
Well, they did. They don't have their ends. They don't have their ends right now.
And so it's one of those things where you're looking at this going, I mean, we're all in on Joe Burrow somehow putting the entire team on his back, but this dude can't play defense, right? Exactly. He can't do it. And that's just going to be a huge issue for them going forward because that conference is so freaking hard.
And that's why Phil's right. Phil, you're right. You're wasting Joe Burrow right now because even when he scores 70 in a game, the other team's going to be scoring 75, and you're going to be like, where the hell did we go wrong? Oh, wait. We can't get over this one contract dispute with a rookie, and we couldn't find enough money at the bottom of the barrel to pay this guy. Like, what a joke.
I love that the assessment of the Bengals defense has gone from, boy, if you score 30, then that defense is going to go up 35. Now it's 70 and 75.
Yeah,
but
it's rough.
One last thought on this is this. I get they're trying to draw a line in the sand with the language in the first round pick contracts and whatever, but and you're drawing a line in the sand on guaranteed money for Trey Hendrickson. I would just say that this is not the right timing for those things.
No.
If you want to take a stand on first round pick language,
do it next year.
Do it in like 3 years or something. Like
it's too late.
No, you're screwed because here's what happens. The
because
precedent has now been set, and now everyone's watching to go who's going to fold first, right? And the people on the outside world have no idea what's going on. Everybody inside the NFL right now is going who's going to crack first because if that team cracks, everybody's going to have demands next year, and they're going to be like, well, you folded for him. They'll fold for us too.
If they crack on this language, I don't know if they ever get it in. I don't know if they ever get it in. And that's the problem. This has become so public. And the other piece that's against Stewart is this language is in other first-round contracts now. Right? It is. Gray Zabel, who signed 18th, has this language in his contract, right? So just like we talked about last week with the second round picks, waiting for the guys at the top of the round to get the guaranteed, and now we're seeing more and more second round picks get signed daily here as it keeps coming out. It's the same thing here. The Bengals are going, we have to get this language in our contract right now because we've put a line in the sand, and if we fold first, the next first rounder is going to go, well, you did it for Stewart. I'm not putting it in mine. Right? That's where, and I do think that the longer this draws out, the more pressure will fall on Stewart than the Bengals, right? Switching gears from Trey Hendrickson, looking more at the Stewart situation now, right? The longer this draws out, and he's the only first-round pick that's still not remaining, are you really going to give up $11 million and re-enter the draft next year and not get drafted in the first round? I mean, that's essentially what this is going to come down to is, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to give up $11 million and a fully guaranteed 4-year contract worth probably north of 20? I'd have to look at it, right? It's probably close to 20 with everything in it. Are you willing to walk away from that out of precedent of this is what we want to do and this is how we want to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, I'll just re-enter the draft next year?
Are you doing some self-evaluation of how likely is it that I get arrested?
Well, here, how about this? That's the problem is when you say it out loud, it sounds really stupid as to why you're not signing this deal. Because basically the owner came out and said it. I don't feel like I should have to pay you if you're in jail. Any normal person would go, sounds about right. Right? Instantly, we're all looking at this going, yeah, what's the fucking holdup, right? But all of a sudden, it's like, we've made this kind of like, well, that's not fair to do, and you can't live this guy's life. And all of a sudden, it's like, you see both sides quickly. When you say it out loud, you're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be paying a guy in jail. But at the same time, should a guy live under a microscope, all of a sudden he has too many speeding tickets, and it gets taken out of hand. And at some point, it's going to be really exciting to see who folds first. And you know everyone's going to be watching. The Bengals are probably
I think it'll be Stewart. I think it'll be Stewart.
I don't know, dude. Zach Hiller seems pretty serious about what he's doing right now. He's got him back there. He's got Texas A&M coach like, we could probably get this to work. We could make this happen.
He can't go back to Texas A&M.
Oh, but just wait. It's not the NCAA anymore. You're paying him now. Watch. No. They're going to find a way to get him back, which will set another precedent. Here's another precedent.
No, stop.
You get drafted by somebody you don't like.
You're living in La La
You don't
Land,
like.
dude. That's
I don't want to
happening.
play here. I'm going to go back. Watch this precedent get set.
The second you sign with an agent, and you sign an SRA, you can never play college football again.
They're gonna watch. This is the new world we live in, man. They're all gonna think of excuses now and come back with
dominate. They're gonna dominate.
I'm gonna go play in the XFL for a year and then get drafted. Yeah.
Well, speaking of owners who do fold but talk a big game, let's talk about the Jerry Jones quotes here. It's funny because the pattern repeats itself.
Sure does.
Every single time there's a new contract to be negotiated where Jerry puts up a big fuss, he denigrates the players publicly, and then right before week 1 or training camp, a big deal gets signed, and it's more than the player would have earned a year ago if you would have gotten it done. So Micah Parsons is the subject at hand here with a drive-by to a Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
But Micah Parsons reposted a tweet from J.J. Watt, who criticized Jerry Jones, basically saying, yeah, right when training camp starts, the best thing you can do is just rip 2 of your most important players for being injured and going to war, for you, by the way. But Jerry Jones said this regarding Micah Parsons. Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. And the way he speaks so condescendingly to the assembled media, too. God. I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out for 2/3 of the year. Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things.
Not the way you want to start.
Think just as the player does when you're thinking about committing guaranteed money. So your
First
thoughts?
of all,
Florio called you out.
Micah only missed 4 games last year.
Florio called him out.
He did not miss 6. So if you're going to talk about a player like that, at least get your facts right. Like, at least have your facts in front of you. And also, why on God's green earth would you degrade your starting quarterback right now?
Right now.
That one for me was more than, like, I understand he's posturing for the Micah Parsons negotiation. Like, that's no secret. That's what Jerry does. But you have already signed Dak Prescott to, he is your guy for the next 3 years at least. He doesn't need to be catching strays across the bow here for no reason, right? Like, oh yeah, we signed Dak, bah, bah, bah. He hurt himself, so therefore we shouldn't have paid him. It's like, that's not how this works, right? Like, you paid him based off of what he had done previous before that. You can't then blame him because he got, what was it, his hamstring? I don't even remember. What did
was
Dak
his
hurt?
Hamstring, wasn't it? Yeah,
Didn't he rip his hamstring or something like that?
And he had to have surgery on it, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was his hamstring.
Catching
but like,
strays.
It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, that happens, dude. This is a violent game. Like, but yeah, just strays across the bow. Come on now.
Guys,
on now.
Does this
Jerry?
Tell me this does not surprise you. Are you kidding me? This is the greatest. This is why they're going to mess it up again this year. They've already fucked it up. The owner came out and was basically like, our quarterback's a pussy, and now this guy wants to get paid. He didn't even play last year, and everyone's like, easy, Jerry. He played. He was only out for a couple of games.
The funniest part is to look at the panel assembled. It's Jerry, and then it's his son, Steven, who's kind of like, oh, dad's off his meds. And then Brian Schottenheimer is sitting off in the corner.
Silent in the back.
Please, God, get me out
silent in the back.
He's probably like, somebody shut him the fuck up. I guarantee
take the batteries out right now.
Dak came into work today like, Jerry, seriously? You fucking serious? Like, why you got to throw my name in there? Just unbelievable. And Micah's not coming in, right? He's staying away.
I highly doubt he would. But here's what people need to understand. Dak's going to walk into that locker room, and there's going to be 89 other guys looking at him to see how he reacts, right? And first of all the vets are going to be like, "Hey, Dak, guess you should have got paid all that money, huh?" Like, they're going to be like busting his balls, and the young guys are going to hear that in the locker room, and it's going to be this weird tension of like, does Dak react? Does Dak not react? Like, does he publicly come out and say something? Does he just go, "Oh, that's just the old man upstairs"? Like, how this all plays out inside that locker room, which we will not get eyes to, will tell how successful this team will be or will not be this year.
Guarantee you, Jerry walked into the team room right now and was like, "Guys, this is being taken out of context." Like, I guarantee you, you have to. You cannot talk about somebody that you just paid $60 million, like throw shade on them and then expect the team to be like, "Oh, they love each other." Like, you have to go in there and be like, "This was completely taken out of context." I'm guaranteeing
Which
you,
it wasn't.
But and he's looking at Brian like, "Right, Brian?" Like, they were
Yes,
getting
Dad.
after me,
Yes,
right, Brian?
Dad.
Right, Brian? Like, you want your job? You want to keep this? You better go along with this, because you are so right. You cannot start the season with the owner just pointing fingers like, "Well, if we pay this guy, he's going to get hurt like that guy did last year, and we saw how that went." It's like, that guy runs your fucking team, dude. You can't say that. Holy shit. Like, you could say it about the linebackers and the safeties and everybody but that one guy who is the most sensitive player on the field. Just unbelievable. The bounds of Jerry Jones never fucking amaze me.
Well, what's wild to me is they haven't been to the Super Bowl in 30 years. 30 years since they've been to the Super Bowl. And he speaks the way, like, if you watch these press conferences where he's up there, he speaks with the bravado, the authority, and the confidence and the condescension of someone who is just getting off the dynasty, right?
Right.
Like, he still speaks to reporters in this pat you on the head, that's a cute question, I think I know a thing or two about winning a Super Bowl tone, as if yesterday was 1995.
Yeah.
It may be in his mind. Somebody, by the way, Kevin Clark from ESPN was doing a podcast, and I just saw this clip before we hit the microphones. And he said, if you were to tell Jerry Jones, guaranteed 3 straight Super Bowl wins, but you can't do any press conferences for those 3 years, would he sign up for it?
No.
And Kevin said, no, he wants the attention more than he wants the actual championship.
Yeah. Listening to that interview, you would think that they're hanging the banner week 1.
Yeah.
Right, like, listen to that interview, you'd think that they're unveiling the 2024 Super Bowl champion banner in
we know
AT&T
a thing or two
Stadium.
around
Don't
here
worry
in
about
Dallas,
us.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. We play real football down here.
Sounds good,
Be
Jer.
Fucking rivals.
Good.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. From 2 hot button topics to maybe a bigger hot button topic here.
Hit me.
From a listener here, Michael Hacker. We'll transition officially into a dumb football question here from a listener. You can always hit us up in the YouTube comment section. Click that like button, the subscribe button too, if you haven't already, on the O-Line committee. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So Michael Hacker says, I heard on the Pat McAfee show, he and AJ Hawk don't care for the NFL Players Association and both had bad experiences with it. Is this replicated with Boone and Sirles? Can they talk about the current state of the NFLPA?
Dude, it's a
You know that
mess.
meme where the dog is sitting there with the coffee can and he goes, "It's fine," and everything's on fire around him? That is the state of the NFL Players Association right now. It is so bad, Mackey. So bad. And it rewinds all the way back. I mean, how it happened when DeMaurice Smith got fired, essentially, or moved on.
He did not get fired. I will say that, dude. He left. He walked away. Listen, as much as we didn't like D was a dog. Listen, you can say whatever you want.
He walked away.
He didn't walk away. He was literally a wartime general, and we needed him. He was the one that would come in and instigate fights with the owners. And then I think eventually people were like, does it always have to be like this? And now they see what the fuck happens when it's not. When you're not a dog on that podium. And I know for a fact, I sat with D. I talked to D. When I held out, I called D. He never called me back, and I was fucking livid. And we had it out. Like, I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he was like, you're right. Like, you could yell at him and he would take it and be like, you're totally right. Like, I totally messed this up. And like, we worked through it. And he ended up being a fucking dude. What was he, a lawyer from New York? He's exactly what you think he is. But he was the one that always kind of kept us riled up, which I felt like was a great thing looking back. Because now Jay's right. They're on fire. They're like running around with their head cut off. You are walking into the season with no NFLPA director. Like, it's a fucking mess, dude.
And to go even one level deeper here, that the general public has no idea about, when they hired Lloyd, one of the first things that Lloyd did is he bought out all of the old heads that have been helping run the union forever. Names like Mark Levin, names like Heather McPhee, right?
Ira, Ira go?
Othelia, right? Othelia Doggett. Like, these people have been around for multiple NFLPA or like CBA negotiations. They help the agents. They help the players with contracts. Like, they have been around and seen all of it. And all of a sudden, they all just left at the same time, right? And that was part of what he wanted to do, is like changing of the guard, right? Like Booney said, it's not a wartime anymore. And he has guys that are very young and hungry and go for it, but they're green. And they were like, Ben Katz is now going to be this main thing, and like Todd Flanagan, all these guys that are great, but you're going, dude, we just lost 60 years worth of experience in contract negotiations for the PA that just walked out the door all at the same time. And now you put on top of that, now with JC Treader and now with Lloyd also getting canned and moving out, there is no head of the ship right now for the NFLPA as we head into training camp. And the people
how do you get one now? Like, how
I
do
don't know.
Get a name ahead of the NFLPA?
I mean, first of all, you got to do it better than they did this last time, because last time it was this super sketchy. There was no hiring committee. There was no candidates. There was no like a bunch of interviews. It was just like, hey, we found our guy. Lloyd is now going to be the president of the NFL. And everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where did this guy come from? How did this work? And JC Treader was no longer going to be a part of it. Now he was a part of it. And I mean, it was shady from the whole get-go. And then the collusion case drops, right? And
nobody says a word about it.
The PA actually hid that from the players, right? And Lloyd was a part of that. I mean, everything has just come crashing down around us as the NFLPA. And the people that are sitting there licking their chops, Roger Goodell, and every single owner in the NFL.
Everybody.
Right? Because now when we go to negotiate and we go to try and have some teeth in negotiations when it comes to the new CBA, they know there's blood in the water, and they know that we don't really have a leg to stand on right now. This next president that gets hired for the NFLPA better be the guy, because if we have another turnover in the next couple of years, we are absolutely toast as a union.
I don't understand how they didn't do it when we rehired D. Smith before the big one. We had a big agency go out there and find a bunch of guys, and we had like 15 guys brought back to us, and everybody had backgrounds done. They had search results for high school, college, professional career. We had kicked guys out because one guy was like, I played in the NFL, and somebody was like, this guy only played like 1 week in the NFL. How's he going to tell us he played in the NFL? Like, everybody was super pissed. Some guys were bankrupt and weren't telling us. Some guys owed a ton of money. Some guys had been to jail. Like, they knew everything about these guys. So for them to turn around and just do this quid pro quo, and you do this and I'll do this, is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen from a group of football. Like, before, the old guard would not have let this shit happen. There is no question that Eric Winston would have fucking been like, not a chance, dude. Like, dude, he was one of the best guys when it came to being on the board, fucking telling it like it was. You had guys like Sherman up there, Richard Sherman, who were like always combative about shit because they were like, this just doesn't make sense. Even if it did, they just be like, that doesn't make sense. Explain it to me again. I want to make sure we're not getting fucked again. Like, now you just have everybody that's going with the flow because they're like, I remember when Lloyd got in and everybody was like, oh, this guy's great. He's cutting everybody's budget down. He's getting rid of people. And you're like, but is he getting rid of the right people? Because when you heard that Mark Levin was going, it was like, shit, dude, that dude's been there since fucking when I was in the NFL.
And here's the thing. Been there Mark retired, right? Retired.
He's laughing.
He's now opened with some of the people that did retire his own consulting firm for agents and for people to then now we can go to him and hire him to consult with us when he was part of the freaking union, man. Like, that's the kind of stuff where you're like, okay, so you didn't retire. You were asked to retire.
Yep.
And that kind of stuff is just, it's not going to be good. And going into, I mean, it's 2026. We'll probably start CBA negotiations here in the next year to start working our way to 2030. it's going to be
They better find somebody.
It's going to be an uphill dog.
They should call
man.
Eric Winston. That's what they should do. He was one of the best, dude. He was one of those guys that would get up there, and the minute he was like, all in favor, you saw every fucking hand go up, and he was like, all opposed, all the hands went down. Like, he wasn't Mr. Nice. He wasn't like, hey, guys, welcome back. It's great to see all of you. He'd be like, all right, agenda number 1, everybody sit down, shut the fuck up. Here we go. Item number 1. We got to talk about this audit. Where are auditors at? Get the fuck up here. Let's go. You'd be like, this guy's for real. I remember he'd be like, everybody take out a notebook. It was like, notebook, pen. Hold on. I got it. Okay. Shh. And you were just taking notes. They should call his ass back and be like, dude, come run this shit.
The number one thing that needs to happen right now, and it probably won't, you need the top dogs in the NFL to join the union. Right.
Oh, that ain't ever gonna happen.
This feels like a great job. All seriousness.
It is. It's awesome
for Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers. You want to fight? You want to litigate? You want to twist?
No, because eventually you have to come to a conclusion. No. You have to come to a conclusion, and a lot of times we don't want shit long and drawn out. Like people are quick to be like, how are we voting on this? And someone will be like, I have a concern, and it's like, it better be fucking validated. What is your concern? We're trying to vote. People are like, what are we going to do about telling the guys? Everyone's like, we fucking tell them with our mouths, moron. They listen with our ears. Voting. Who's in? Like, we don't have time for him to be like, guys. I don't think any of this is right. Let's just talk about it. Like, they don't want that. Well, they want guys that are going straight to the source.
Well, the way that they got Lloyd Howe hired was they brought everyone in like an hour before the vote, and they were like, here's his resume. Vote for this guy. And everyone was like, okay, we had no background checks, like nothing.
So stupid.
They just like pushed it through. It's going to be, dude, the union's in absolute shambles.
I just have one request. Let's hire someone that has a better sense of, shall we say, expense report etiquette than Lloyd Howell.
Oh, don't even.
During the NFLPA summit on February 21st, Howell accompanied employees to the Magic City Strip Club for an outing that incurred $2,426 in charges, including cash withdrawals ranging from $200 to $500 from a club ATM and 2 VIP rooms.
The old champagne room, huh?
According to the expense report, the purpose of the strip club outing was, quote, for player engagement to support and grow our union. Let's go.
Football.
Anybody got any extra ones?
Dude, just call D.
You know how hard the PA has worked in the last 10 years to try and get that shit out, right? To try and talk to players and talk about, hey, we don't blow our money. This is being smart with our money, right? We don't do this. Be smart with that. And now you're just, as a player, you're going,
Football.
the owner, the president of the PA is out there cashing, throwing $100 out here at the strip club. What are we doing, man?
That's right.
Like, that is such an unbelievable thing. And it's like
engagement.
I said, it's setting the union back, because now all those meetings these rookies are sitting in and go, why do I listen to this guy? He's not even practicing what he preaches. Like, this stuff is going to trickle down so much more than we realize, and we're going to really feel it as a union, and the players are going to feel it for the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, they're just not going to be taken serious. And that's the problem, is when you forget, when you go back to the contract negotiations, the owners are going to start throwing shit out, and they're going to look at whoever you hire, and they're going to be like, no, seriously, go ahead, take it back to your discombobulated union. You guys tell us what you're going to vote on. Because the truth is, we don't always vote unanimously, right? Like, obviously, there's a vote that happens, and then eventually, like, people talk about stuff, and then they vote again, and then eventually we get people to come to our side, but you have to talk to them. So in order for all of this to happen, like, that's why I'm telling you, when D was a part of this, it was easy, because D just straight came to us and was like, hey, man, they're disrespecting everybody, like, blase, and everybody was like, we don't need to be disrespected then, right, D? And he was like, no, let's fight it. Let's do it. Let's be tough. Let's be unified. Like, he got everybody to at least be unified against the owners, which was great. The problem is, the next time this comes around, the owners are going to be like, all right, well, let's see who they hired. Mickey Mouse, come on in here. All right, here we go. Would you just come from the Wild Horse? Okay, here we go. Listen, we are taking back all the money. Why? Because we think you guys are stupid. You're going to spend it all at the Wild Horse again. So we're not giving you any more. Okay? Like, you forget that those meetings were vicious, and it's going to be so wild to see what happens and what they get and what they take in 3 years.
Well, it's the Magic City Strip Club. Let's put
Who cares?
respect on the
Who cares what it is?
Magic City Strip Club.
The old boom boom room.
Yeah, right?
By the way,
how many hours of meetings did I sit in of people telling me not to go to places like that? I'm not even kidding you. Could have been at home taking a fucking nap.
Hours.
So many naps. And instead it was like, don't be stupid. Don't waste your money. And it was like, got it for the 10,000th fucking time. And then our PA president's like, guys, meet me in the back room.
Player engagement, man. We got to bring the union closer together with
now I know
champagne rooms.
Now I know why they cut the budget on everything. This dude was just living shit up. Wait to see. There's going to be so many more things. I'm not kidding you. Everybody's budget was cut in half.
I'm worried about like what's
coming out.
This might be the tip of the iceberg for what's been going on.
There you go. What's down here? Oh, because everybody was. I remember people told me that they were like, they cut $1 million out of our budget. They were like, do you realize?
Oh, did they ask that? That was part of the reason they fired all those people because they're like, oh, we need to cut budgets. It's like, do we need to cut those people though?
We're making $100 million. Do we really need to cut fucking 15 of the most important people in this facility?
Well,
We're
making if you do the quick
hundreds.
math, and I think even if union dues are like 20 grand.
20 grand.
Right? And you go, hey, okay, 53 guys per team. It's like $42 million a year. Just from union dues.
That doesn't include the licensing from our fucking
Madden.
That doesn't include the jersey sales. I want everyone to understand this company makes hundreds of millions of dollars. So to let go of some of the greatest minds out of nowhere, I think we were all like, wait a minute. Mark Levin, I know Mark would not just up and leave this facility unless you physically forced him out. So like, why are we getting rid of all these guys? Oh, dude, wait, the magic horse receipt appears, and all of a sudden everyone's like, everyone at the PA right now is like, motherfucker, we are so screwed.
So at the Combine, we had our agent meeting, right, which Mark leads, and Mark, he gets up there, and he goes, I just want to let everyone know, like, I was not fired. I am leaving, and everyone goes, boo! Like, no one believed it, right? The whole agent room was like, oh, okay, fired, huh, Mark? And, like, Lloyd's there. Right, and then Lloyd got up and spoke to us about his vision, where he's going to take us, and we're like, but how? He's like, don't worry, we're going to get there. And we're like, oh boy, this is going to be bad.
The dreamer speech, those are the best. I have a dream. You're like, no, it's not going to happen. Why? Because there's 32 evil men above us that are not letting us do that, moron. God, why do you not get this? I can't even. Never mind. 31 evil men in a corporation that is owned by people that will never get their money back. Talk about fanatics.
Yeah, what a mess,
I'm kidding,
man. What a mess. I don't know if KW Outdoor Solutions can help fix your players union, but they can help clean your windows. And for the Twin Cities audience here, the O-line committee, our friends at KW Outdoor Solutions, they specialize in delivering high-quality exterior cleaning services that enhance the appearance, value, and longevity of your home or business. They also clean interior windows too. Dirt and dust buildup, hard water stains, cobwebs, grime from frames and screens, all that nasty stuff that you've been staring at. Who's going to clean this? KW Outdoor Solutions. If you mention that you heard about KW on O-Line Committee or Score North podcast, get 10% off your first service. That's KWOutdoorsolutions.com.
Football.
All right, boys. This next one here, dumb football question from Shane Jones. Says, I was very disappointed with last week's episode because after teasing something big happening in F1, you guys forgot to get to the F1 minute last week.
Thank God.
I'm a teacher in Japan, and one of my students loves F1. I feel about it as much as Booney does, but when I get little nuggets of it from Jeremiah and pass them on to my student, he gets very excited, so please keep the F1 minutes coming. By the way, I do love the rest of the show, too, but disappointed.
Time out. Are we watching the show in school? Is that what we're saying? That the F1 minute's important because we're watching this in school?
Please.
In Japan, by the way.
In Japan. He's talking to his client, his student there, man. He's trying to culture, right?
Once again, and it's noticeable that I don't like this minute. It's very noticeable.
Yes.
Then I have won. Okay.
Alex has a great poker face when it comes to the things in the segments that he doesn't like. Are you ready, Jay?
Yeah, I could do a quick one. I mean, it was the summer break. It was huge news, so we can roll with it. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Go.
After 25 years of service, Christian Horner, the team principal for Red Bull Racing, has been fired. He has left the team. He has moved on in a very abrupt. It was basically the day after the last race as they head into summer break. He's gone. The main driver behind this, we're pretty sure Max Verstappen's heading to Mercedes, right? But it's unclear now if this move from Red Bull was meant to keep Max or because they were going to lose Max, right? So there's really no telling what's going to happen here. We got the Belgium Grand Prix this weekend, so everything's back. Everything will be around the news. It's the first time in literally, I think, 25 years that Christian Horner will not be at the helm for Red Bull Racing. Major shakeup in the F1 world. Really going to be hard to tell what happens here. But if I was a betting man, I would bet that in the 2026 F1 season, George Russell is out at Mercedes and Max Verstappen will be driving for Mercedes-Benz in 2026.
Wow, hits the post. Give us, what is the NFL comparison? Like all of that you just said would be like if what happened in the NFL?
It would be like, let's say it's basically exactly what happened with Belichick, right? It's basically exactly what happened with Belichick. Belichick was great. Tom Brady was great. But all of a sudden, Belichick started wavering, right? The car for Red Bull is bad. Like they lost a bunch of key pieces. Their main engineer left. He went to Aston Martin. Their main mechanic left. I think he went to Alpine, right? All these things like pieces left and the car then went to shit. And the only reason that the car is any good is because Max is the greatest driver, right? Well, Max now unhappy with everything. He basically led the charge to kick out Brady, so we think, and now he might be leaving as well. So it's essentially like they had this dynasty, right? They've won 4 world titles in a row, and now everything's falling apart around him, and they just cut bait and left. They just kicked him out, right? I mean, literally been the longest, I think he's one of the longest tendered team principals in history. He's had tons of world championships, tons of constructor championships, and he just got the boot at the end of the last race.
Drama,
sounds like my life right now.
Yeah, getting the boot. Getting the boot.
I can't wait till.
But yeah, the Belgian Grand Prix. The Belgian Grand Prix this year is going to be great. I can't wait. Spa.
When are we going to do
such a great track?
So we're doing Minnesota State Fair on August 25th. When are we doing O-line committee live from an F1 location? Vegas in November.
We could do Vegas in November. We could do Vegas in November. We could do. I think Austin's already happened. Maybe Miami. I know already happened. We should do Miami next year. That's what we should do because I'll have a player on Miami. I can write the whole trip off. Right? We could go down there. We could do everything. I think we should do Miami.
Can your friend fly us?
I think
go to a strip club?
That's way too far. That's way too far for that tiny little prop plane, dude. We'd have to stop.
Dude,
we'd have to stop in like Nashville and refuel.
Let's do it.
Especially
stop for a night.
Especially with our giant asses on that plane, dude.
So Miami, it's the first week in May. First week in May. And then, Monaco is
that one we can't afford. Nope, that one we can't afford.
We couldn't even fly.
We couldn't afford Monaco.
Crazy.
What about Singapore in October?
Singapore would be sweet. Singapore would be sweet. The other one, Imola, would be really fun. Right.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi would be a good one as well. So there's lots of places we could go. Melbourne. We could go to the Australian Grand Prix. Yeah. Go down under.
Ooh.
Let's take that plane to Melbourne.
Yeah, let's do. Fill up in Fiji.
Right.
Yeah.
Maui.
We got to refuel. We got to bring our fuel with us to refill over the old Pacific there.
If he flies low enough, maybe the fall wouldn't kill us.
Yeah. We could just paddle the boat. We could just paddle the plane all the way there.
Let's go to Richard Heinrichs, who says the breakdown a couple weeks ago of the old football games was fantastic. I'm 74 years old, and I've been watching football games my whole life. As far as I'm concerned, you guys could do a 2-hour podcast breaking down old football games, and I would watch every single minute. To have former NFL offensive linemen breaking down these old games, especially from my generation, it doesn't get any better than that. Sports are so important to young people. It gives them confidence, discipline, leadership, responsibility, builds up their physical health, friendships. I trained as a combat infantry officer and will never forget the friendships I developed during that time. Anyways, I've gotten carried away. I just want to thank you guys, Boone and Sirles, the work you guys are doing. You guys are doing so much good for people. Don't ever take your work for granted.
Thanks, buddy.
Dude, Richard.
I just can't wait for more football breakdowns. Like, it's back. Like, I was talking to a buddy the other day. I was like, did you understand we're so close to football on Thursday night, Saturday night, Sunday? Like, we are so close to 4 nights of the week. I don't have to worry about the
Hall of Fame game.
I don't have to worry about what I'm turning on my television. It's just going to be a football game. Like, come on. Come on.
Let's go. To Richard's email here, let me ask you guys this, because you guys have kids now too. What are the biggest benefits as you look back? You guys have played sports your whole lives professionally, like your lives have been sports, playing sports. What are the biggest benefits to having played sports and been involved for 3 decades?
The relationships.
Relationships are big.
The people that you meet along the way are so awesome. I mean, it's just so cool. And the fact that people can be so open with you because you did play, like, I mean, this last state tournament, we were at the Nationals this weekend. It's probably why I'm so upset. We came in like 3rd or 4th.
For what, softball?
Yeah, we ended up the Eclair team, Wisconsin team, ended up winning it. But we ended up beating a team from Johnson Creek, Wisconsin, that was sponsored by Doritos. Like, these teams it was awesome, dude. We had so much fun, right? I'm getting ready to go out there, and as I walk out onto the field, the umpire's like, I'm a huge fan of the show, man. And I was like, God, this is going to be so fun. Like, we're going to have a great time, right? We ended up getting into an argument, and then I was like, I told you on the show. He's like, you don't argue with the umps. I was like, but I'm arguing with you on this one because I know you're fucking wrong. I was like, I don't argue. But it's been great because it really does, and people become so open and friendly because I think that they don't see us as big and scary anymore, but they see us as more funny. And the fact that football's allowed us to have such a great platform. I mean, I remember when I came into the NFL, guys didn't have these platforms, right? Like, there was no TikTok, there was no Instagram, there was none of this. Now you can have a platform and have a voice, and you can help mold kids and do things, and you get to meet so many cool people along the way that you're like, oh yeah, I've met that guy. That's pretty fucking cool. Like, I was even thinking about, like, I was watching Wedding Crashers the other day, and I remember when that movie came out, those two came into our locker room, and I remember I walked in, and there was Vince Vaughn, and I was like, oh my God, he is so fucking tall. And I look over and I go, oh my God, it's Owen Wilson. He is so thin.
So small.
Right? And we all have like these like pictures of us like with our arms around him, and they're real tiny and like tall and thin. And we're all like, yeah, my God. And it was like, dude, we just have so much fun with meeting. And it's so cool because there are times where shit is going really south in your life and you're like, well, at least I got to meet that guy. That was pretty cool, right?
Like, dude, Vince Vaughn was born in Minnesota. I don't know if
was he really?
That. And he played football. Did he play college? He definitely played like high school football.
What did he play for? Like Hill Murray? He seems like a Hill Murray player.
They moved to Illinois when when he went to like high school and stuff. He went to Lake Forest High School.
Oh, Lake Forest,
and not Forest Lake, Minnesota, but like
Lake Forest,
Illinois.
Okay.
Like but he definitely he's a Minnesota guy.
He said he's a hometown boy.
I think back to when I was young, like really young, just starting to play sports, and just how important it was for me to learn how to take instruction from someone other than my parents, right? Like how, like to really understand a coach-player relationship for the first few times of like, hey, that guy's not my dad, but like in this setting, he is responsible for me. He is responsible for all of us, and learning how that, like to take instruction and to be coachable. Right, because that for me has extended so much more in my life than just sports, of just learning how to, hey, that dude is way more respected in his field that I know nothing about. Like, I want to learn from that guy and be able to take that and apply it to my life and that piece there. But I also echo what Boone says with the relationships and the memories that were created in those sports environments. And I'm not talking about just the games. I'm talking about the bus rides to and from like the locker to the high school games, or the flights in college when you're coming home and you're hanging out with your buddies, or when we all bought Nintendo DSs and we'd play Mario Kart in the back of the plane on the way home. We were in the NFL and we were children playing Mario Kart on our DSs in the back of the plane, right? Like that type of stuff was just so much fun, and those are memories that get to come with me forever. And those are the memories like when I'm old and hopefully my brain still works, like, am I going to remember the 3rd and 8 that I gave up a sack on that one time? Or am I going to remember the hanging out with my buddies in the cold tub after a terrible practice and we're cracking jokes and having fun? Like those type of things are what was so great about sports, and still is so great about sports, and why I want my kids to be in sports, whether it's basketball, football, or whatever they want to play. right? Because that type of camaraderie is hard to find in today's age when people are glued to their phones and more worried about how many clicks or likes they're going to get than going out and shooting the shit with your buddies. Like that's the stuff that sports just makes you kind of forced to do. And that's why I think sports it's the greatest thing ever to learn how to compete, right? And everything. And I learned how to try and be your best and show up every day and put in the hard work and learn how to fail. Like all that stuff comes from sports in a safe environment that you can learn how to do that stuff before you really enter into the real world where, hey, if you're a CEO of a company and you want to go and take your side piece to the Coldplay concert, you got to learn how to fail, man. You got to learn how to fail. Like that dude never played sports. I promise you that dude never played sports. Right? He was probably a loser.
If those two would have just played it cool, that thing doesn't go viral.
Nope.
Dude.
Like the people in the arena would have saw, but like it doesn't go all over the internet.
Dude, I had that golf tournament this weekend, so I wasn't on social media. And I got home on I think it was Friday night, and I was like scrolling through social media. I was like, dude, every other post that I scroll through is about this goddamn Coldplay concert. Like, what is happening? Like, I couldn't imagine. Like
the memes
were just
Patrick Mahomes with the NFL referee.
With the referee.
Dude, that was the best. Hey, to be fair, I just found my DS the other day, and my wife was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "I think we all bought those and used to play in the back of the plane." And she was
100%.
like, "Really?" And then I started remembering. And then when I remembered that we used to play cribbage in the back of the plane too, and it brought back so many memories. And remember we used to look up pictures of Hank Fraley, and we'd be like Hank in jeans taking a snap. We were fucking. Dude, there's so many things that make you laugh. The memories by far, and the cold tub. You know what drove me nuts about that cold tub was you had to climb up and then fucking down. I was like, why can't it just be in the ground where I walk into it? Like, you had to go up a ladder and then back down another ladder. You were like, this
and it was so small. The one in Minnesota was so small. There'd be like 15 gigantic human beings, shoulder to shoulder like this, just freezing. But you just, so much
Remember we played the balls game? God, we used to have so much fun in there. And then we would all be like, shh, the trainers can hear us. Shh.
Yeah.
Snitches. The
snitches are right outside.
The moles are in there. Shh.
Dude, I didn't know you guys were cribbage players.
Oh,
Booney was. I never got into that. Booney was.
Oh my god! I did not. I grew up on cribbage.
Oh yes,
grew up on cribbage.
Come on.
I feel like you and I need to.
Let's go.
Need to count.
You don't
some
want to do this.
15
You don't
15
want to do
fours.
this,
Mackie, do you have some head coaches things you wanted to get into here, or what?
You know, I think we're gonna save it for next week, man.
We keep having to push this back. We're just having too much fun naturally.
There's so much great stuff. I think it really warrants a long runway to dive into Mackey's NFL head coach tiers. We're not going to rush this meal. I think we'll do it.
I mean, depending on how EP football goes, we might be scorched earth next week, boys. So I don't know if we're even going to get it in
setting the
next
table.
Week, right? I don't even know. I'm just letting you know. If they tell me I can't coach my fucking champions, I'm going to fucking scorch fucking earth.
They want to. The man wants to hold you down. They don't want.
Can you believe that?
They don't want you to be great.
Can you believe that my own association would just do that to me? Unbelievable.
I expect you to handle it in a very level-headed, calm, bend the knee sort of way.
Bend the knee, come into it hat in hand.
Stop it. Take care of it.
Really level with people.
Yeah.
See where
meet
they're
people
coming
where
from.
they are. Yeah. Meet people where they are.
Definitely.
Very slow, low tone
of
of voice, not angry, no vein popping. Maybe you'll have a shirt with sleeves on it.
If you feel good about, I'll wear sleeves. I will wear sleeves if it makes everybody feel better.
Wear some sleeves,
You know me, dude. I don't get worked up. Listen, like I tell everybody, okay, at one point I was
lying.
Fine. I was fighting Aaron.
If there was a lie,
I don't get worked up.
You know me, I don't get worked up. That's maybe the most outrageous comment
not against humans.
Ever said.
Not against humans. I do not. I'm not out here to fight you guys. That is not my thing. I fought the big boys.
Do we remember the Quentin Judkins conversation we had last week where you basically said you wanted to rip his face off?
That did earn Boone a lot of points with our
that
audience,
guy punched
especially
a chick
the women
in the face. I will fuck a dude up for punching a chick in the face. I stand firm on that business.
Yeah, no one's going to argue on that. On the principle of the point.
And by the way, he is one of those big boys that I used to fight, so I am totally down to fight him. Absolutely.
I got one more dumb football question here, and then we will do the coaching tiers next week. Promise. Maybe two more here actually. Mary Risher says, "This has nothing to do with football, but how far can you guys throw your kids in the pool? Does everyone beg you to toss their kids around, being big guys? How far can you throw your kids?"
This is the number one. Like you throw one kid, you are locked in.
There's like a line,
20 to 30 minutes of kids just wanting to get absolutely launched. And it's so much fun. Dude, I love launching my kids in the pool. Like they just think it's the coolest thing ever. Right. And then you'll see some other dad try and throw a kid and they're like, eh. And they're like, throw me like that guy.
Off the concrete rolls into
they're
the
like,
pool.
throw me like that guy. And my kid's like 8 feet in the air, like
upside down, landing on their shoulders. It's the best.
So much fun, dude. I love throwing kids in the pool.
It is so fun. I will say though, once you throw one, you're either running out of the pool or you're like, my feet are planted. I'm not moving for the next 30 minutes. Come to me, dude. At some point, you're like, you have. Like I had to break the news to some of my kids. Like they get old, and you're like, I just can't throw you anymore, dude. Like you're the size of me, okay? I can't physically throw you, but Bear, I could fucking launch Bear from one side to the other. He's the runt of the family. I can yoke him across the pool.
Oh yeah, it's funny. My youngest, like he's the most fearless, right? Graham, my 2-year-old, and he only weighs like I don't know, maybe 25 pounds, and so I just absolutely toss him as high, and he'll hit the water and then come up again, one more time. That's his favorite thing to say now. One more time.
That's the best,
man. Should have you guys throw me into a pool for YouTube.
Oh, that'd be
clicks.
great.
See how far you can throw.
You and Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning. One more here. Jake de Blasio says, not really a dumb football question, but I need to know, back in your prime, how many beers could you put down in a setting? How many beers? Now, I saw you kind of like off your game, just pound two at the draft party.
Yeah, I mean, prime would probably be for me, probably like junior year in college. That was probably prime beer drinking age. I mean, we used to go, so on Fridays after winter workouts, if it was a nice day out, right, in like March, we used to say the backyard of one of our friends' houses, we used to call it the lake, right? It wasn't a lake, it was just a backyard. And so we'd be like, lake day? And everyone would be like, lake day. And we'd all go get our own personal 30 racks of Busch Lights, and we'd just go back there and start drinking at like 11 and just go until all the beers were gone, right? And we used to crumple all the cans, and this was during track season, and the house was right next door to the girls' track house. And so we used to crumple all the cans and toss them up onto the girls' track house deck. And so, like, they would get home from meets, and there'd just be hundreds of beer cans up there, and they'd just shovel them all off with a freaking broom. But, dude, I mean, I could probably drink. I mean, at those days, it's 30 to like 40 beers a day. Like, that's just, and that was just the from 11 till 2 in the morning, and you just went all day long. And I mean, if I tried to do that now, I would die. Like, I would physically just die. It was pretty ridiculous when I look back on it, how much, like, but I was also huge, right? I was like 320 pounds and metabolism's through the roof. Yeah. Like it was a different Jeremiah back then.
I would die to do that right now. I would. I'm not kidding you. It's been 15, 16 years since one of those nights. I mean, dude.
I mean, your prime though. What was your prime? What would you say was your prime?
Right before you jumped on the hood of a car, you drank beer number 28, or
dude, it was like a 30 rack plus a bottle of Jack Daniels, followed by like Four Locos, followed by like
the OG Four Locos too. Before they nerfed them.
Like I could talk myself into anything. I used to drink 6 beers in a pitcher faster than somebody could drink one. Like I was just. I was insane. Went through more doors than anyone, and it was terrible. You know who I always felt bad for? And I fucking love this guy to this day, and I mean this. I really, really do. Luke Fickle, man. That poor guy, because I'd always call Luke and be like, Luke, I did it again. And he'd be like, motherfucker! And I'd be like, they locked me out, Luke. I had to get in the house. They had the beer inside the house. And he'd be like, God damn, it's in the fucking door. And like, it was just bad, man. It was bad times. I'm so glad I don't do that anymore.
I am as well.
Yeah, that's good. I
think everybody is.
Leave that 15 years in the past. But
we're good.
All right, dudes. Those are your dumb football questions here. Your F1 minute for those that felt snubbed last week.
It's back. Right?
Maybe that's a new hook for this, is you do the F1 minute and then you have to explain what you just said in football terms. It would be like if
I could do that. I could do that for sure. Okay. I could absolutely. We'll loop it in. I'll do the F1 minute, and then I'll tie it all in together. Right.
It would be like if. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be like if this happened on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Love it, dudes. All right. Yeah, and we're planning our regular season schedule. We're going to be ramping up film breakdowns in the preseason. We're going to be doing even more episodes in the fall. We're doing one a week here during the summertime.
Are we doing 3 a week? Is that the plan?
Right now we have 3 planned. And if in our schedules tend to get crossed and crazy, but we're going to try and stick to that as much as we can here and blow this thing up even more. So the best thing you guys can do, audience, is click that like button, the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and tell your football-loving friends, too, about the O-Line Committee. And then Apple and Spotify, 5-star rating and a positive review. For Jay, for the Rhino, I'm Phil. We'll see you next time. O-Line Committee.